Welcome back to Let's Play Ni no Kuni. In the last part we went through the Golden Grove, in this part we're gonna make it to Alamoon.
To the, stereotypical desert level.
Yeah.
And also we get to meet, I don't know if we really do it yet in this video, but Alamoon's where we get to meet our first real ally.
We do that in this video.
Beyond Mr. Driven! And this is very something common with this game too, and also pretty common with Japanese RPGs in general. The enemy clone. You run to one pig, here's a different pig.
Yeah.
I like those little skeleton dudes, they're just not that good. Nito! There's the new one he has, Nito! You just murdered something, Nito.
Yay!
The skeleton had chocolate on him. At this point, you know, obviously we're dealing with more of the different environments, so collecting different items is, you know, pretty key to it. Especially since you have to figure that at some point, some side mission will bring up the thing you need. Oh, you need this thing, apparently, that you should have grabbed while you were walking around. So, best advice, just pick up everything.
I struggle to think what the glow cap is used for as far as a mission, but I do know it's used for a recipe, so I wanted to get it.
Oh, I use this guy a lot. I captured the tiger here because he's a really fast physical type. But we can't do that now.
I should have thought about that, because I captured one of the boned guys.
I liked about that guy because he was just always really quick, and if you look at his stats, he's really fast and he's got good physical attack too. He's your Captain Falcon of your team.
If there's any enemy you guys see that you really want me to try and get as a familiar, because I will get that ability at the end of this video, go ahead and suggest it and I'll see what I can do.
The one I request is, when you go to that graveyard, get that Ghost with the Candle on its tail. It's one of my favorites.
I remember that one.
It's good, it's got good magic ability and all that. And a cockatrice.
You notice when I attack the bonehead, the number pops up purple. I think that means that he has a resistance to that attack.
Yep.
It's not a significant resistance, though. You'll see.
And you know, it's kind of interesting because no matter what weapon you type you equip, it usually still remains some kind of weakness, unless the weapon has some specific elemental quality to it. So if you just get a weapon without an elemental quality, it almost reads like it still has one. So no matter what, when you hit with Dumple, what am I saying? Yeah, Dumple is the fact that you'll always have a weak attack against those bone creatures.
So we just came off from recording a Skyward Sword part, so we're kind of confused.
There's so many Dumples! See Dumples for days. Fire Guy's okay, he's just slow.
Yeah.
I like how you're still using Cut Loose a lot here.
It makes for a good head start.
Kind of wasted opportunity not really using the green guy, though, because he's got a bunch of water spells. That little green guy, especially for these sun guys, usually one hit will kill them. If you use like Water Bomb or something like that, so I use him rather frequently in this part.
I'll consider that for the next part, because this video is right up to as far as I've recorded so far.
So, Thorn, what's the best way to describe what you're going to do here? That's been a common phrase with this, you know.
What do you mean?
You know, what Oliver says about being very active about activities, the things you're going to be doing.
We're going to do it
close,
together.
Whatever. with friends. But, yeah. See, there's no catchphrase in this game anyway. Let's continue.
Yeah. Well, I've like rejected that for my skull. So. By the way, I hate the little turban fuckers.
Oh, those guys hit like a ton of bricks for some reason.
And there are variations of them later that, like, massacre me.
The thing is that we start figuring out, especially since you're gonna spend many times fighting the same enemy repeatedly, you'll know which one to attack first. And for me, I always took out those turban guys because they would decimate me.
Yeah.
I want those cactus guys too.
Oh yeah.
They hit pretty hard when you ignore them.
They're big walking bunches of bananas.
Oh yeah, or babanas, I think is what they're called.
Yeah, babanas.
Which makes it disturbing. See, it makes you realize that the citizens of this town's main export is babanas. So the main exports of this town is people eating these things.
Oh shit. Oh.
Did I mention those guys hit pretty damn hard?
Yeah. That was another guy I captured later. I say later, it's my first playthrough. One obnoxious thing I've noticed is if you are slowly healing, I think when an enemy attacks you, it can disrupt the healing. Or at least that's what it looked like.
Well, it kind of negates it, because you end up taking about as much damage as the healing spell or whatever will do. Yeah, some things that I wish you couldn't get stuck on. Like, I hated getting stuck when I had a gold orb, because when you have a gold orb, you can't block. So there'd be points in boss fights where I'd run into it or actively avoid them. What the heck was that jump for?
Oh yeah, I like doing that. I don't know if you guys saw in the last part, but I included a clip of me defeating an enemy, and right before it went to that "we did it" scene, I made double jump, and he was still in midair when it did the cutscene.
Like an 80s end of a movie. Yeah, we saved the gymnasium.
Yeah, I bought Jumping Jack, which is just a C button jump during the a screenshot side quest thing.
You get it when you get enough stamps, and I like even when you get it, they admit it's like this really does nothing.
Yeah.
I actually used it a bit for dodging.
So did I.
Beautiful.
Even though they said it was useless, which I was like, don't presume what it does.
It's useless if you're Oliver. If you're tiny like Dumple, it makes for decent dodge.
What's that delicious smell?
That's the babanas, isn't it? Babanas are what Alamoon
Babana!
Never eaten a fruit like
Sure,
this.
a lot of fun
Gorgeous
saying that
they are.
word.
Tell you what, I'm starving.
Coca
Fancy a babana?
babana.
Really? They're that good, huh?
Aruba, Jamaica!
Too flipping right they are. This place was built on the babana trade.
See, he's not even doing
Okay,
it's like,
let's try
he takes
some.
emphasis on it's built on the Babana trade! Look at that girl, she's wearing a Babana!
Like we went out and murdered that babana. Man. Or mun.
Banana man! It's just fun to say, Babana man. For some reason, there's just people in this town that are wearing no shirts, just bras.
Yeah.
Apparently, Arabians do this. And here's another thing. I wish they made... What I was hoping was when I got to this town, like, maybe they would theme the, areas like the Cottermaster and all that kind of stuff a little bit more differently, like maybe an Arabian Cottermaster. It'd be the same thing, it's just wearing, like, a turban or something.
Which would look kind of awesome.
Yeah, just sitting right on top.
It's these two.
Oh, these poor motherfuckers. Remember when we kept on talking about those travelers that get fucked with? There they are.
Yep. We see them every fucking town. And they have every single type of heartbreak you can get.
They must have Shadar on speed dial.
They must be the friends that you have that you don't like talking to, but you talk to them all the time anyway.
The ones you're kind of forced to hang out with because they're friends with some of your other friends. You just know they're dicks. Hey, Shadar, is your refrigerator running? Well, yes, it was open earlier when I was cooking. These motherfuckers.
Oh, good thing you brought that up. I realized in the middle of, like, well after recording all the other parts, and I mentioned this in a thread, I found out who Shadar's voice actor is. It's an actor named Brian Prothero. And if you haven't seen his, like, any of his stuff yet, look him up on YouTube. Apparently he had a hit in the 70s with a song called Pinball. It's really good. He has a couple albums. They're both cool, and he's gotten back into recording as early as earlier this year. And he's got a new single out. I recommend his stuff. It's kind of like a weird soft rock. And I like weird music.
For some reason, I just imagined him doing something like, I would walk 500 miles.
He could probably pull it off.
Yep.
Like, his natural voice isn't that deep, but he can go that deep, apparently.
A do-do-do. Da da da. That's all I want to say to you. Please sing Sting for me.
He's also on Twitter. I asked him like to make sure that he's the right Brian Prothero, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
He's just like, you think people would fake my account?
I mean, I know it's the same Brian who recorded Pinball and all that, but I don't know if it's the same who voiced Shadar. I've heard some of his like voiceover demo reels, and he can get down that deep when he wants, so I'm pretty sure it's him.
Yay, more stamps!
Yay.
He gave me 3 stamps. Oh yeah, he gave an extra one, okay.
That seems to happen at random, and I don't know why.
Oh, and sometimes your heart glows when you are near people's hearts you can take from there, so. As you saw right there, we had to give away a heart to take a heart, because you only have space for one certain heart element at a time, so you can't have like 2 copies of Enthusiasm or something stored at a time.
Because that would make too much sense.
Probably just means you have to do a lot of revisiting. Oh, look, there's an ally.
Yeah.
Surrounded by babanas!
Let's go talk to him.
There's a lot of blindness be gone in this part.
Yeah.
Excuse me, are you Mr. Rashad?
Yes.
You're literally the only black guy in Arabia.
Mr. Rashad, sir, I need you to teach me magic. I need you to
You're
teach
the only
me
black
most
person in
powerful
this
spells
world.
there are, so I can defeat
I'm pretty
Shadar.
sure.
Defeat Shadar? You?
His soulmate is the only black guy in Oliver's world, too.
Your journey has been wasted. I know.
He's forced to fix cars.
Huh? But why not? I thought you were one of the 4 great sages.
Chirpy, why are you
who
looking
knows
at me?
everything there is to know about magic.
Aren't you
That was not
more
what
amazed by the
was magic
babanas?
no more.
He's
Babanas.
just standing there looking at him. He's just pointing at him. Huh? Huh? Babanas?
Is she?
A ditz, yes.
What do you want?
Oh my god.
Who are you?
In the preview video, I misread that as "What is you?"
Jeepers.
The poor
What
thing
is you?
broken-hearted, looks like
What you it?
Shadar stole a piece of
Chirpy never stops saying "poor dab."
It was my fault. I defied
It almost
him
sounds
to
sexist,
punish me. He
but he
did.
says it for everyone, regardless of gender, so I'm pretty sure it's not.
I cannot risk my child's life. I will not. We must accept our fate.
So here's something that's really kind of weird, is that some reason when someone has heart issues like this, it affects the character of the other world, but it's not always necessarily this character that's affected. It's like their soulmate is.
Yeah.
Which, does that mean Shadar is able to travel to the real world and do this too? Or is it because of this link with this magic that these worlds are linked the way they are?
You are sure of this?
Or is this just all in Oliver's head, and this is just his imagination? That's what I always thought. Like, is he just imagining this as a way to grieve over his dead mother?
Enlist my aid.
Huh?
Begone!
It's not easy to tell either of those scenarios, like if either of those are possible or not.
Well, he wasn't wrong. It looks like Shadar's stolen a part of the poor
Because,
dad's
I mean,
heart.
if I had this
We have
debate,
to
it would
help
spoil,
her.
so I won't. So,
You have to make
but
Yeah.
her heart whole again.
it does feel a bit sometimes like
Ah,
he's
looks
imagining
like
these
I
things.
said, this is different.
Huh?
Her heart's not just broken, it's closed.
Clothes? What does that mean?
It's like this.
Really?
She's not just had a part of her heart stolen, she's closed.
Closed?
It up tight, too, to keep the rest
What
safe.
could that mean?
So, before we can think about replacing
means
it,
it's
we have to
fine.
open it back up again, innit?
Well, that was deceptive. You're an idiot!
We go to your world. If we find whoever she's connected to by there, we can work out what's
I also
going
find
on
it
with her
weird
here.
that Rashad's
So
the
head
only,
over your
like he's
way
not
and
not
find her
only
soulmate.
the only black guy around. He's also
Alright,
the only one
let's
with
do
a
it.
vaguely Middle Eastern accent.
Right, back to your world.
I
it
like
is.
his accent, though.
Yeah,
I've heard that voice actor before.
I'm pretty sure that Rashad's voiced by the guy who did what's his name, Pete from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
He's got that same almost lisp.
You know what's disgusting about this place? They have milk fountains.
Mm.
Imagine in the desert how nasty that would be. A sour sundae, ew.
Yeah,
Because it's hot outside, of course.
great.
Stuff a loaf of bread in a vase. What kind of dick would do that?
Well, there's Horace again. Not gonna bother with him until the screenshot update, which will come up next.
Because his little thing he does is actually kind of annoying.
Kind of. Thankfully, it's optional.
It's that lady you think is cute.
I said kind of.
You think she's super sugoi. I'm turning Japanese, I really think so.
I'd really say so.
So, yeah, Phoenix Feathers is another obvious stereotype to games being a reviving tool, so... Fuck some of the characters in these games, they die way too quickly.
Yeah.
So you need to buy a lot of these.
But since it's just me right now, I wasted my money on food that I can't eat.
Which is weird to say.
Yeah.
I'm a kid and I can't eat them, but these little creatures, yeah, they can. Put these chocolate bars directly in my heart. What I usually do, and I usually actually don't go to these boards until a little later in the game when I'm a little higher leveled. Because some of them are way too difficult to start.
Yeah.
But they do lead to some decent equipment, some decent leveling. So I definitely suggest always checking the board in every town. Any place that actually has one of these Swift solutions.
Yay! I like how the game tries to convince you that looks cool. I look like an ass.
Come on, it's the look. Come on.
The look of love.
The look of love. It should be, I'm surprised it is a song, The Look of Love.
It is.
Come on, baby, don't hate me, it's the look of love.
I think it's by ABC. If you've ever heard of them.
Clearly I have. Salted ice cream!
It's one of the perks of growing up with a dad who's from the 80s. I knew who Kajagoogoo were before I heard of The Clash. What does that tell you?
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, I knew more about Kajagoogoo than, like, anyone ever had. They were a one-hit wonder.
I think you knew more about Kajagoogoo than Kajagoogoo did. It's hard to say in a row.
Kajagoogoo, Kajagoogoo.
Babana.
I'm probably the only person who knew Kajagoogoo became Kaja for one album.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Technically 2 albums, because, you know, differences of release.
The men formerly known as Kajagoogoo.
They still look like twats.
So we arrive back in Depression Town.
And already Drippy's leaving us.
The only city in the world.
Apparently.
Where'd this lady come from? I think the park's that way, but don't you never get to go... I mean, I don't think after this point you can even go to the park anymore.
Nope. Only in that intro.
Because it looked cool, I kind of wanted to visit it. See, this is another place where I wish they maybe utilized a little bit more interesting mechanics about it, but maybe that was the point. Maybe they just wanted to make it uninteresting so you were really more driven to go back to the world.
And for that reason, they kept bringing you back here.
For fuck's sake. It's funny, that little archway reminds me a bit of like a studio in Hollywood.
Yeah. But now it's just a bunch of garages.
It's funny, all these characters spend a lot of time accusing Oliver of having some romantic interest or thinking of girls, and he always, like, sidetracks it.
He's like 10.
I know, but still. I was 10-year-old and thinking of girls. It's just kind of weird, you know, that he always kind of sidetracks, like, oh, don't you think she's cute, Ollie boy? Anyway, I got a piece of bread.
Found it in a jar.
For fuck's sake, Ollie boy. It's like he's trying to convince himself. I can spot dust on a pin. I could. Don't make me.
So you might remember from the intro, there was a girl, a blonde-haired girl, who just kind of looked out through the window at us, who looked exactly like Esther.
This part's kind of fucked up.
Kinda, yeah.
I can imagine her stepping forward and just doing a side turn to face you. Whoop. Hello there, robot old lady.
Fabulous turn.
I do not compute.
I am not computer.
Activate bingo protocol.
Hooray!
Yahtzee explodes.
Let's play bingo. Yahtzee, 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 Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. Yahtzee.
I got a virus.
Robo Grandma. I love how we made a character of this extra. This just popped up for exposition purposes.
Oliver, fuck him. He's boring shit.
Yep. And trust me, he doesn't improve at all. Must go for update.
Oh, look, some cabbage. Chomp. Update complete.
Must pet 15 cats. Pet, 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 pet.
Good kitty, kitty, kitty.
Just walking into a wall.
Petting the wall. Good kitty.
This is more entertaining than their conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Futurama when they had those robo babysitters where it's like, commence feeding! Gucci, Gucci!
Now, I'm going to look this up, because Myrtle's name was changed from her Japanese name. Myrtle's the name of the girl, of course, and her Japanese name is actually more believable and American than her English name.
Myrtle. It should have been the old lady's name. She's probably just confused and thought it was her name. What? I'm Myrtle! OP. And this is just more of Drippy going like, you're stupid.
Yeah, her Japanese name is Sherry, and they changed that
Why
to Myrtle.
Why? Is Sherry just too offensive? Oh, we can't have kids with words that rhyme with cherry? CP. Okay, we call one character...
Peace off.
Obviously Sherry's too offensive, but we'll keep the character name P. That won't have any repercussions.
She's just walking diabetes.
Especially later in the game, Jesus.
Yeah.
Something kind of weird about just kid walking into your room
Who are
in a
you?
cape.
My name's Oliver. Don't worry, I'm not crazy.
I'm here to be your
I'm
friend.
a kid. From
You know, he
right
knew
over
that he
there.
should specify that he's not
Just like
crazy
you.
because he is dressed that way.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen you.
You have?
you from my window.
I'm sick. I can't leave this room.
That's a great voice.
If I go outside, it hurts.
I have you visit me,
So all I can do is look out at the world from my window.
I wear this poofy dress for
That's what they call a Stary Mary. Don't worry, man. No one can hear
Her name's
you.
Stary Mary!
Talk as loud as you want.
Meryl.
That's why they call me Staring Mary.
Huh?
Crikey, can she hear me?
That's what they call me around here. But you knew that already, huh?
You can tell it's a British actress trying to sound like an American here.
I bet
It is
you
a British
think
actress.
I'm weird, don't you?
No.
God, because I
don't.
find you attractive.
You might
It's
find this
okay.
funny. Her
I
voice
don't
actress
mind.
appeared in a musical called
You should
Oliver.
go before my father comes home.
Later changed to Ollie Boy.
Oi, come here a sec.
The funny thing is, you know that kid can't see it, so seeing this Oliver kneel down and wait like,
She doesn't
yeah,
seem sick at all. She's as fit as
What's
a
that,
fiddle,
Satan?
in fact.
Mm-hmm.
You mean you can tell?
I'm Lord High Lord
Dominoes?
of the fairies.
Yeah,
and of
yes,
course I
good,
can
mhm.
tell.
So what is wrong with her?
Well,
She's a
whatever
freak, Ollie
Rashad
boy.
might be gone, but
I can
something
hear you
still
from
got a
over
hold
here.
over the poor
I'm only
damn
2 feet away.
Hmm.
I have no arms either. I have
What
stumps.
is it?
What's it look like?
Nothing. I'm gonna come see
This
you
is
again.
another situation of from behind she
Myrtle?
looks like a monster kind of situation.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't
I really
leave your
can't get
room,
over how weirdly
I'll come
poofy
to
her
you
dress
instead.
is.
Really?
That way
It
we can
doesn't
be
fit to her
friends.
body at all.
She
How does
looks
that sound?
incredibly fat.
Yeah. Well, if you're stuck upstairs, you really
Oliver.
don't lose any weight. But you don't
That's
get any
true.
weight in your limbs,
You can't.
apparently.
Huh?
My father won't allow it.
She's saving it for hibernation.
But Myrtle.
But
I did like how they decided to have a obvious interracial couple here.
I did find that that's kind of awkward in retrospect, though, because the setting of this appears to be like 1950s America, and saying that Myrtle's father is married to a white woman, I was just thinking, 50s racism.
Good old-fashioned racism.
Because remember, at this point in history, interracial couples were illegal.
Japan didn't know that. Anyway. Plus, it's not necessarily taking place in America. Because they're all English.
That's...
That ain't gonna happen. Oh, and if you don't save at this point, it'd probably be pretty smart.
Fuck that, I'm recording. I need to be able to go back in case I really fuck up.
Yeah, we gotta impress people.
And this isn't a hard fight. By the way, we're coming up with a boss.
It will catch you off guard because you don't think you're gonna fight anybody at this point. And of course, you know, this situation brings a new element into the game.
A fairly recurring one. This happens every time we discover a new emotion that's been taken from someone. There's his wife. So now we see why Myrtle and Esther look like that. Because they get it from her mom, fair enough. I still think it's very odd to have a black guy birthing a very, very Caucasian-looking girl.
You were sleeping with the milkman, weren't you? Abusive husband, that's okay.
I do feel bad for her.
That's not exactly his fault either.
No, he is kind of possessed by smoke.
That damn smoke. Stop smoking. You know, in hindsight, how easily it is to piss this guy off. You wouldn't be surprised if this nightmare attacked other people. Most people just left this guy alone all the time. Oh God.
So this guy's brokenhearted, and some characters, when they've been brokenhearted, they develop what's called nightmares. Those are basically just darkness monsters that possess them.
Kind of the embodiment of the void in their heart. And it always brings you to this random place to battle them, like you're battling inside of their heart to begin with.
We're fighting on Adok once again.
Addock bombs. He's doing backflips. Pew, pew.
There's the first nightmare.
And they all have those creepy faces.
Yeah, they all pretty much look like that, and fight generally the same. So here we go. And this is what I was talking about when I said they kind of throw the bosses at you when you don't expect it. Here's a boss!
Yep. Some of the later ones are pretty tough, though, I have to admit.
Yeah, they are. This guy's not too tough.
Honestly, I found fights where you fight by yourself a lot easier than when you fight with groups. Because the bosses kind of battle great on a curve, you know, the fact you are fighting in a group, they get harder, but then your group sucks.
Yeah.
Also, a good rule of thumb is that when he teleports, it's a pretty good sign that he's about to hit you with some big attack.
One nice thing I've learned is that the fireball and Pretty much any other magic attack will home in on them, regardless of where they teleported. So you don't need to worry about that.
What a dick move by Drippy to throw that orb behind you as you ran away.
Yeah.
Here you go! God damn it.
Now, Foul Flame isn't that difficult of an attack to dodge, but that smoke lingers, and if you touch it at all, you get poisoned.
At this point in the game, you don't have any healing elements to deal with that either, so...
Yeah.
It's weird they gave you all those, like, blindness be gone, but they didn't really give you anything that dealt with poison. Good job, programmers! Yay! Yay!
So we've pretty much seen how this fight's gonna go. I throw fireballs at him, he does a hard. I throw fireballs at him, he pukes.
Oh god, this kid's too cute. Yeah, this guy isn't too tough. That's still a pretty cool fight, and also just introduces that some of the later ones will be pretty tough. Again, when you're with Oliver, it's fine, because it's a little easier for these battles when you control yourself, but when you don't control other people, it's tough. I'm a control freak when it comes to these games.
Yeah.
I'd rather just do everything manually so it's done right.
Well, that's another good way to slightly distract him. If he gets up close to you, just let him, like, kind of pass him, almost like to slingshot it. That way he'll get distracted by throwing an attack, and then you can hit him with a fireball or what have you.
Guarantee if you get near him, he'll arm flail.
But he doesn't have that much of a range to keep moving. Shit.
Wow, what happened? Oh, poison, shit. Yeah, I'm talking to myself.
Because we really need to see all of it.
Well, thank God. Why? I just wanted to love again.
We won!
That didn't really go with my mouth.
Wake up!
Rashad! Oh, Dumple, you're getting so strong. Wait, Severa got strong too, shit. Shiro?
Shiro?
One nice thing about bosses, and well, one thing is, you know, nice about this RPG is that even if you don't actively use a character, they'll still level up.
Mm-hmm. Weird thing is, this guy got heartbroken, but it's his daughter that bared the brunt of it.
See, heartbrokenness affects other people, that's the point, huh?
They didn't plan that one through.
It's kind of shitty why the daughter's even up there anyway. She's up in her room because she thinks that she's sick, and she can't go outside because her dad told her that. She's not sick, though, so she can leave. And the mom did nothing. Except for make her husband sandwiches. Which he refused. Are you gonna get someone to help, kid? I'd be kind of upset if that was woman, just seeing this kid stand there nodding as your husband's like dying on the floor. In this wacky circumstance, the person's heart you need is right next to the person who needs the heart. That's true love, isn't it?
Well, we don't need love, we need kindness. Because we know Oliver doesn't have any of that.
Yep. Not a drop. That's why he's the pure-hearted one, because he has no particular heart element or personality. Your heart's so pure because you are vanilla as shit.
And of course we can't take it directly from her heart and give it to Rusty. We have to put it in a little bottle and then go talk to Rusty.
Like he's saying, leave me alone, as he can't move on the ground. Like, go away! I'll get you.
I'll bite your toe.
Get closer!
Wait for it.
Takes a bit. I like the last name Cartwright. Makes me think of The Simpsons. Voice actor for Bart. Nancy Cartwright. Oh my.
You look very handsome having punched me in the face.
You look handsome after 20 years of abuse. It's funny, in the real world, it's a little less clear what his race is. Because he looks lighter in the real world.
Kind of.
Maybe it's just because he's wearing lighter clothes in the fantasy world. It seems kind of an awkward thing to watch. My husband is back.
How long has he been an abusive ass?
Yeah, we don't know that for sure. It could have been from the start. So now we gotta scare a little girl out of her room.
Luckily, we've dressed for the job.
I watched you messing with my daddy.
I smiled you came in.
What is it? Well,
I can smell you with my eyes.
if my father sees you,
Unfortunately, I
Myrtle,
can't smell mine.
come with me. Huh? You can go outside now. You're not sick anymore.
How do you know that,
I
Oliver?
can't, Oliver.
I'm a doctor!
Just thinking about going out there gives me goosebumps.
Myrtle,
Oh,
Myrtle the turtle, get over here.
go on out and play, Myrtle.
but... Father?
I said get out! Ow.
Sweetheart.
My face.
So sorry. I don't know what.
Go out and play, my marshmallowy daughter.
Sick when you needed me.
Go out and buy
I
a
was
dress that
fighting
fits you.
the whole time. I was-
Clearly bought one in the adult sizes, and I'm so sorry.
It was me.
Father?
You were scared.
1950s father owning up to his
For
mistakes.
a little while.
Like how ADD, Mr. Drippy's being right now.
Yeah.
I'm a lady.
That's why you were something deep inside you.
Mr. Drippy's a woman all along. That'd be the interesting thing.
Even Oliver's looking at him like, I'm gonna kick you. Right out that window.
Father,
You're being
It's
very
all
rude
right,
considering people
sweetheart.
can't see
Your
you.
mother and I, it's gonna be okay.
Father!
And this little boy in a weird cape saved me.
Please forgive me.
Oh, I do.
Drippy, fuck off!
Are those
Don't you
two
wish your girlfriend was hot like
No,
me?
they're not.
So much for you being honest.
Oliver lights him on fire.
Oliver.
Nope.
Ah!
I'm
Why'd
going
you
to
burn my
try.
hat?
I'm going to go outside.
I like this dramatic music, but you know she's gonna be fine. I'm gonna go outside. Dun dun dun!
She takes one step outside, bursts into flames. Now I remember why I did go outside.
I was wrong!
Myrtle!
Bam.
Did it! Oliver! I did
She
it!
steps on one step and breaks her ankle.
I'm outside!
Gets hit by a car. Right there, it'd been perfect.
There's
Yep.
beautiful.
Oliver!
Anyway, let's make another
thank you
one.
so much!
I'm sick of this one.
At least we know with this girl, when she, ages by like 10 years, the dress will still fit.
Yeah. That's what they were thinking.
That'd be funny while you're talking to her, just Mr. Drippy walks up and pokes her in the stomach, just like, a lot of cloth here.
You're pregnant, aren't you?
Where are you looking, Oliver?
Literally just like you.
Like in a different world.
Count to 3.
I like that dog over there. Arr.
The dog does not give a shit.
Can't give no fuck. It's on fire! I remember why I don't go outside!
That's the real magic, Myrtle.
Boom! As he runs towards the street trying to escape. Ah! Boom! And then, while he's standing there with Oliver dead and the straight and her heart on fire, he just tripping looking back and forth goes, well, that was a heartwarming reunion! Boom! Burn out the car! For fuck's sakes, are there any laws on this for roads?
Just a guy driving over their lawn.
It's the same guy, too.
Going the same direction. He's going really fast.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I'm lost. How do we get back to the highway? Look, she's still dead, see? Isn't it kind of redundant to take someone's heart to heal the soulmate's heart? Wouldn't she be fine? I don't know.
Hold that thought. That'll become relevant again later.
It's kind of weird. We need some courage.
Courage.
For she is the king of the forest.
Okay, I'd be like punting Oliver away.
What the fuck did you do to my
What
daughter?
happened? It was Shadar. He stole
This
a
book
piece
is
of
kind of heavy.
my heart.
Is it you, Esther? Is it really you? Oh, my dear daughter.
It's you and my daughter.
Yes,
Oh,
father.
forgive me, my child.
Oh dear.
You were robbed of your courage. But
So, why didn't I pick up your accent or any of your looks?
Oliver.
Oliver.
It
Also,
is
I think
you who taught
her
me
mom
this.
is dead in this world because we never see her.
You have my thanks.
You're welcome, Mr. Rashad.
No, you still see her walk up with a sandwich and a lunchbox, and he knocks away. I said not now!
The day will soon come when the clarion rings
See
out
how
across
fucking
the land
ADD stupid Drippy is.
The Clarion?
It's an
Babana!
old story from way back, that is. Back when the world was at peace, like.
The three kings of our
Babana!
combine their skills and knowledge to create a flute.
Car drives to the fantasy world.
The song of this flute came to represent the unity of the nation.
See, a random NPC woman and a guy who's not even in the fucking game.
A character doesn't even
Since the three
exist.
kings got into a right
And we
old
give him more of a
doctrine,
personality
fell
than any of these characters actually have.
Because none of them have any.
It's up to us. The clarion will ring out again, and we will be the ones to play it.
The sad thing is that really only becomes relevant way later in the game.
Yeah,
Let us
after
do
we've
our
forgotten
best.
about it.
Let us help Oliver in his fight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rashad, sir.
You know, -1A, Rashad would be an anagram of Shadar. In fact, it's almost Shadar in reverse. Also, fuck that penguin.
I like that penguin. It's just so ridiculous. Like,
It steals all the glory in every fight.
it really does. It also steals all the orbs I need too. Like, no.
That's why I really hate him.
He's kind of a glutton if you couldn't tell from his big round belly. I love that music sting. Let's now get we finally get someone who has a special ability that we don't have yet, and that would be to capture familiars or monsters and turn them into familiars. That's gonna be that girl right there. All these spells.
Yeah. I get a lot of use out of Pulse.
Me too. Pulse is one of the best offensive spells you get beyond some of the obvious bigger ones you get later.
What it is, it's a generally tough attack, but it's kind of like an instant counter. Because it knocks enemies back and you get that nice! I also like how our first teammate. Since we're basically a boyish boy, now we need a really girly girl. So here's Esther.
The dorkiest penguin companion ever. The fact that that thing came from her heart is kind of disturbing. I made a penguin. It's gonna be her voice now forever.
Fuck.
I brought you a banana.
Because I like Esther. Fuck Myrtle, but Esther's cool.
Esther's cool, especially compared to the other guy you get. What a fucking waste.
Esther also works as kind of another healer. Capturing familiars and healing you is basically all she's really good for.
This also comes in play when you're, you actually can give characters strategy in this game and control them. When I got Esther, I made her primarily focusing on healing.
Go-Go also gets some pretty good magic attacks.
Now onto the glorious adventures of Robo Lady and the car that appears everywhere.
Alright, so the next update will be another screenshot one. Because immediately after this, I went ahead and did some of the side quests that were hanging around. And then after that, ourselves, Esther, Shadar, and everyone will head to the Temple of the Sages.
Oh yes, the Temple of the Sages. The one where it basically turns into a bit of a Coliseum, Pokemon Coliseum mode.
Though it starts up basically as just 3 little mini-games. Nothing I'd really associate with a magnificent wizard. Oh, and I also found out who Drippy's voice actor is. It's a guy called Stefan Rotary. I haven't seen anything he's in, but apparently he was in the first part of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So they actually did get some established actors in this.
But as the world goes, actors can't always translate to voice actors, though. I mean, even though he's one of the better ones, it is kind of a rule of thumb that sometimes actors don't always make the best voice actors. Someday you'll learn, DreamWorks. Never. You'll never learn, because you like making money. What's your favorite song?
I mostly listen to the music of the spheres.
Who?
Hi there, Travis.
I'm the spheres?
I don't know what that means.
Serious fun.
That's like a birdie conversation.
Who? Hello there, Travis.
My uncle had one of those, like something like that built into his computer like many years back.
Uh-huh.
And every time you said, piece of shit, it would say, I know I may look it, but I am not a pile of shit.
I want you inside of me.
I found 7 places matching inside. 3 of them are fairly close to you.
3 of them are fairly close? Ew. You disgust me, Siri.
I shouldn't be eating right now. I think the one guy was like, Siri should be a running gag. And we're like, no. 2 videos in, here we go.
I know there's a couple really good ones that they left in here that are really dark. One of them is, where can I hide a body?
What kind of place are you looking for? Swamps, funeral services, metal foundries, reservoirs, mortuaries, dumps, mines, or cremation services.
That's actually. Let me see. Where can I find the closest hooker?
I found a couple of escort services. They're pretty far from you.
Where's your finest 2-star restaurant? I think it blew its mind. The closest. There's 3 of them near you. Ew.